And a very good morning to all my dear students. Okay, now we're going to continue our second part of topic skill drawing. Okay, now we're going to apply the skill used to draw a skill drawing. Okay, what is a skill? Okay, so a skill of a skill drawing is a ratio of the measurement of the skill drawing to the measurement of the object. Okay, so either you want to remember the word measurement or size. Okay, so which one is easier is up to you. Okay, so ratio of the skill drawing is to the measurement of the object. So 1:n. Okay, so this one stands for the measurement of the skill drawing, and the n represent the measurement of the object, where the n is a positive integer or fraction. Any positive integer will do, or any positive fraction will do. Okay, alright. Now, in fractional form, okay, just now we go through with the ratio in ratio form. Okay, now in fractional form, we're going to write as scale equals to measurement of the drawing over measurement of the object. Okay, where scale is equal to 1/n. Okay, so 1 refers to the drawing and n it refers to the object. Okay, or you can apply also scale as length of drawing over length of actual object. Okay, class? Okay, now we try to study this diagram. Okay, now we're going to look for the scale been using from the diagram given. Okay, now so PQR is the object and all these are the drawing. Okay, now look for the first example here, diagram 1. Length of P prime Q prime 12 units. Length of object PQ equals to 4. So in ratio form, the scale we're going to write as 12:4. Okay, and this one, the ratio in scale in ratio form, we have to write it as 1:n. So this one, when we're going to write into 1:n, you're going to have 1:1/3. So how it works? Okay, now we go to the next slide. Okay, look here. Okay, like what we mentioned just now, P prime Q prime 12, PQ 4, we're going to have the ratio 12:4. So now we're going to convert this into 1:n. Okay, so how? So 12, we're going to have this 1 in front, so we're going to divide 12 by 12, we're going to have 1. Okay, so when we divide this into 12, the same thing happened to the other side. So meaning you also have to divide this 4 also with 12. So when you divide both, after simplify, you're gonna have 1:1/3. So this is your final answer. Okay, so the same thing with the other side. P prime R prime 24, length of object PR 8. Okay, so in ratio form 24:8. So we're going to write it as 1:1/3, and you'll have the same scale for both sides. So meaning this diagram, it is proportional to the actual object. Okay, then look at diagram 3. So we apply the same thing for the image and the object. Okay, so the drawing P prime Q prime, we're gonna have 2. The object PQ, the same length as 4, and the ratio we're going to write as 2:4. Okay, so we convert it into 1:n. Okay, so meaning now 2 divided by 2, you're gonna have 1, and 4 we divide by 2, you're gonna have 2. Okay, apply the same thing for the next side. Also we'll have the same answer for the scale. Okay, then go to diagram 5. Okay, diagram 5, the scale drawing is 4. Okay, and the object is 4. So in ratio form, we're going to have 1:1. So you can see here, the scale drawing being used, or the scale being used, is totally different. Sometimes it can be in fraction form, or it can be bigger than 1, or it can be equals to 1. Okay, now, what is the conclusion here? Okay, now refer back to our first diagram just now. Our ratio is 1:1/3. Okay, so meaning n is equals to 1/3. So what does it mean? Meaning if n less than 1, so 1/3 is less than 1. Okay, so the size of drawing, okay, so this is a drawing, is bigger than the size of the object. Okay, so you have to remember that when n less than 1, size drawing must be bigger than size of the object. Okay, how about this? Drawing and object. So you look at the n. Okay, now if n greater than 1, okay, so 2 is greater than 1, right? Meaning size drawing is smaller than size of the object. It proved here, right? So remember, if n greater than 1, size drawing is smaller than the size of the object. Okay, it proved, right? Okay, next. How about here? Exactly the same size. So it is 1:1. So if n equals to 1, meaning size drawing the same as the size of the object. Okay, you got it? Okay, now we're going to apply the scale here. Okay, now given to you object and the scale drawing, we're going to determine the scale used for this drawing in the form of 1:n. Okay, what is our first step? Okay, so back to our formula here, right? Scale equals to length of drawing over length of object. So you have to search for drawing over object. Okay, so we're gonna have 6/3. We're gonna have 2/1 after simplify. So the question wants us to determine it in the form of 1:n. So this is in our fraction form. Okay, therefore the scale being used is 2:1, but it is still not in the form of 1:n. So we're going to divide this into 2 divided by 2, so that we will have the final answer as 1:1/2. So remember just now, our n is less than 1. So if less than 1 means drawing bigger than the object. So your answer is correct. Next, we're going to draw the scale drawing by using the scale given. Okay, now they give you the scale and you're going to draw it. Okay, so anyhow, back to your formula. Scale is equals to length of drawing divided by length of object. Okay, so remember, 1 is drawing and half meant for the object. Okay, so now let's say we're going to draw the scale drawing, but we do not know what is the size being given. Okay, now so look here, this is 2, right? So we're going to draw the first side for the scale drawing, this side. Okay, so we name it as x. Okay, so x over 2 is equals to, okay, this scale we convert it into from ratio to fraction form, where we're gonna get 1/1/2. Okay, this one meant for the drawing and this one meant for the object. Okay, so from here, as usual, do your cross multiplication. Okay, so this half will go up, 2 go this side, so we're going to have 1/2x equals to 1 multiplied by 2, or x over 2 equals to 2. Okay, so therefore you're going to have your x equals to 4. So our scale drawing for this side is equals to 4 units. Okay, if this side 4, how about this? So it will be the same length, right? Also 4, and then you just complete the diagram. So that is your scale drawing for that object. Okay, okay, the next one. Right, given to you scale is 1:400, and each of this side meant for 1 cm. Okay, now this object, it using meters. Okay, the unit in meters. So now we're going to convert these meters to centimeters. Alright, so back to our formula. Scale is equals to length of drawing divided by length of object. Okay, so now we're going to change meters to centimeters. We're going to multiply by 100 each of the length. Okay, so 32 times 100, 24 times 100, and 16 multiplied by 100. So all this we're going to apply to the formula given. Okay, so as usual, choose either side will do. Okay, let's say we're going to draw this side first. Okay, the side that we're going to draw, we name it as x. So x over 3200 equals to 1/400. So this one comes from the scale given here. This is in ratio form, this is in fraction form. Okay, cross multiplication. So we're going to have x equals to 1/400 multiplied by 3200, and finally we're going to have the length of x is 8. Okay, so going to start drawing this side first. So we'll go for 8 unit or 8 cm. Okay, okay, this one is 8. So how about this length? We're gonna have 6. Okay, and 16 we're gonna have 4. and you just complete the diagram. That is our final scale drawing. Okay class, hopefully I hope that you managed to settle all your homework. See you then. Thank you.